Now, my first impression of Justice Serna was actually that he was a gentle and humble person who seemed to pass judgment and listen to people with respect, with compassion, and with an empathy that I had not seen in any other jurist.
When I first met Patricio, I was struck by how intelligent and how humble and how kind and how passionate he was. He came from very humble circumstances. He was the first one in his family to go to college, let alone law school, and I could identify with that. That was my circumstance too.
One of my dad's strongest messages to Latino communities is that the American dream is still alive. He talks about that a lot. He talks about growing up in a small town, and he really did, make it through on his own and had his dream job.
He treats the judiciary as if it belongs to the people. And when people engage with him and talk with him, they really do believe that the judiciary is theirs.
Patricio just hasn't forgotten his roots, and he wants to make sure that all people in America have that opportunity to make a better life for themselves and for their families while enjoying the riches of freedom, but also the security of justice.
And I never remember Patricio sitting around 37 years ago saying, "Bill, I'm going to be Chief Justice of the New Mexico Supreme Court." But he said, "Bill, I want to serve, I want to help. We've got to help our communities. We've got to figure how we can use what we've been given to help others." And so I think there's no coincidences in life. It's not that just all of a sudden, poof, he became Chief Justice. I think there were others here and above that could see that there was a role for Patricio helping others.
He opens up his office, he opens up the court, and he takes pride in showing off the court and encouraging particularly young people in an inspirational way that, here, look at me, look what I have done. And if I have done it, you can do it as well.
Patricio would meet our students, greet them, take us on a personal tour of the New Mexico Supreme Court. When the students wanted to go sit up on the bench, and I would say, no, 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 Patricio would say, "Bill, it's okay." And he would take our law students and let them sit on the bench, bang the gavel. And some of those students are going to end up on either that court or the Supreme Court here or other places.
The greatest lesson I've learned from my dad just is to remember who you are, to always be sincere, to always be kind, to always help others.
Having observed how collegial he is and how collaborative he is, that taught me that what was very important for me to do as a member of this court is to have an open dialogue with my colleagues so that we try to reach unanimous decisions.
Patricio had the view that when he had a case in front of him, it had to be decided. And whether everybody agreed with him, he could make a decision. He's always been able to do that. And I think that he felt all along that anybody that appeared in front of him had the right to have the case heard and have the case decided. He wouldn't punt cases, he wouldn't ignore them, he wouldn't ignore attorneys' requests. He made decisions.
You can always count on Justice Serna to think about the equality of the situation. Are these people, the litigants before us, do they have an even playing field? And he has done that, whether it's administrative work or whether it's deciding the merits from the bench.
Anybody who had a case with him or against him had that same feeling that it was a fair process, that it was an honorable process, there was nothing but integrity in that man. And I think that's what people were able to see, the voters were able to see, and that's why he ended up on the Supreme Court.
When Patricio talks about justice delayed is justice denied, is if you don't have access to our courts and timely access to our courts, it can have a detrimental effect on the people.
He has this wonderful way about him where he is kind and loving and personable, and that is him. On the other hand, the balance part of it is he is extremely smart. He has the ability to work really hard, to see through issues, to look at the global picture, and have ambition. And it's the whole balance of who he is that has permitted him to achieve what he has been able to achieve.